Alright guys, so voids tonight. There's been another request on troop formation. I do make a lot of videos. Things change over time. Sometimes, what's working back then isn't anymore. It needs updated. So, for the troop formation, it is going to be different when you're soloing and different when you're together. Okay. The bottom line is frontline shredders or beast. Okay, we're gonna do a couple of runs. There we go. Okay, on the uranium run, I'll kind of show you what I got going on here. Let me see what we have. All right, so this guy 2037. I'm gonna go ahead and occupy. I hit 2 is the preset I use that changes at times. I have to keep 1 that I change a lot. Let me see. Now, alright, so 2, I don't put any extra troops for the uranium run. A lot of people have it in mind that there was an update that made mid-range become a bigger necessity. See how this guy has no front line? Their main fire is focused on my shredders, the snipers. He's got 200k snipers but no front line. See, he stayed more powerful than me for a while, but then I still had lasers and some snipers to take out on his snipers because he had no front line. Battle report. Attack victory. This was him. 1111, 200k snipers, 500 laser cannons, and some uranium cannons, or is that what they're called? Assault cannons. That was a mistake for him. We'll go ahead and plunder this guy. Let's see what, yep. We'll go ahead and plunder him real quick. And I'll show you guys. And you'll see tonight in Void plenty. And I am going to join the team. I'm not going to be solo so much anymore. I have been way too much an independent player, and it does not sit well with everybody. I don't get along very well with people because they feel disrespected. But that's not an issue that's been anything recent. It's just something that I want to change. Boogie, be careful, sweetie. That's why you don't walk on rocks with no shoes on. They hurt. So, with all that said, so let's go ahead and go into my garage, Fleet Army. So 5 is what no, you don't throw it in a pool. 5 is what I use when I'm joining the team. Now, it's going to be adjusted, but actually, I think 5 is what I use for solo, or else I wouldn't have all those minis in there. Remember, I was recently zeroed, so things are going to change. But you do use some mid-range, okay? Because they serve as a second front line, and you ultimately want to save your lasers, and your snipers are for defense, all right? So, but some people use them, all right? I don't know what exactly the preset's going to be for tonight. I obviously, you can tell I don't have any uranium cannons, so that's going to pose a problem in my overall preset, especially if I'm going to be stuck with so many snipers when nobody uses them. What, you want me to spray you with the hose? So I think I should have done a lot more training troops. So anyway, with all that said, you don't use your zombies, okay? What, you want me to spray your feet? You don't use your zombies because it messes everything up, slows you down, changes speeds, everything like that. So if I'm gonna go and join people, join my group, I want to know what everybody's going to be sending. I never use, see the Pyromaster, the launchers, I never use them. They've never proven anything worthy to me. Snipers are great killers, but they're better for defense because they do get shit on. Destroyers are the T10 shredders. If you're not T10 yet, use your T8. T9 tanks will help, so you could do some of each. You're getting too wet, Boogie. All right, come on. So you can use some of each. Now, you always want to save your laser cannons, so you need to make sure that you have a front line and a middle line that is going to save them. Miniguns always go down. I'm actually haven't really looked to diagnose the situation I'm in with my troop counts right now. So I'm actually learning as I tell you guys. And my daughter's driving me nuts. She wants me to spray her with the hose, but she's wearing clothes and she's gonna get all wet. No, it's not happening. We're done. So, let me go ahead and move along with this. Battle reports. Here we go. So I had to hit some of my farms. Let's see if there's anything that I can explain. I sent just a mixed preset. You can see my front line staying up. You see how the motorcycle and the miniguns. So here's the motorcycles. Those are mid-range. Here's the miniguns. Those are mid-range. And they still are up front. So let's do a replay. See, I have one of everything, but then after the launchers, well, the launcher's sitting here right in the center. This is your launcher right here. So after the armored soldier and the stormtrooper were downed, the bikes moved forward. The miniguns only had the one infantry, which is, hold on. Let me try. How do I pause it? The one infantry was right there. So let me replay it. See the one infantry at the top right? Now the miniguns are now a front line. Okay? So, see how that was a special bonus or wall defense, that last launcher that hit my snipers? Right now. Okay? Other than that, all the fire is focused on your front line. Shredders will decrease the damage that the army does to your army. Not only that, they're resistant and very strong. So you have high HP, they kill a lot, they're a great front line. New T11 tanks, which is going to be what you see right here, the flamethrowers. Those are excellent farmers, but the T11 tanks are beast. This is your shredder. Okay, these are your laser cannons. These are assault cannons, snipers. This is the minigun. That's the shielder. And this is just the launcher that survived this run. Alright, now let's see. I sent a different march after this guy here. So still the same amount of shredders, less miniguns, same amount of tanks, same amount of bikes, same amount of snipers. So basically the same deal. So if I was going to say SOS at this point the way I would do it would be something like all my fronts, get rid of those, all my fronts, my bikes, and my lasers. I would take away some bikes to fill in my lasers, take away some fronts, because ultimately, as long as I got enough front line to keep my lasers protected while they can just go nuts, that's what ultimately I want to do. So your troop formation is going to consist of your front line being about 20 to 30%, depending on how big the target is. Then your mid-range, you're going to want 10 or 15% just because they do kill and they can save you from losing your back line. And then, of course, after you have the percentages on your full march of your front and mid-range at a safe amount, then you just stick all the rest, laser cannons and assault cannons. So you can see that my T9 got the D when I got tore up last kill event 2 weeks ago. So it was my T9 that I lost heavily, and the only thing that I've been training, and I actually did decide to train some depth tanks just because I had so few, and they're good to have so that, like, if I'm doing a power or something like that, even though shredders and armored soldiers always go there first, but once I get that in order, I need to go heavy on some assault cannons because they're great in offense and great in defense. It's just good to have all around. And then what you need to do is have your officers supporting them. All right? So I have mid-range supported on 2 of them. Okay, mid-range expert, because that gives me some attack and HP. Makes them a little bit stronger as my second line of defense. I got a melee defense. Then I got a mid-range attack, just because I want them to be able to kill more. Then I got heavy on melee HP. And then heavy on melee expert, attack and HP. Alright, and then the rest is all long range. You know, if I'm convinced that I just need to make my front line even stronger, I would just go with more HP and more defense. Please calm down. But mid-range is a character in this movie, and they need to be supported somewhat and used. And that's what I'm doing. So if you have any more questions, like to understand, you'll see, you know, us in action later. But to spread out your losses and not have so much front line going, but you're saving that back line, you put a little bit of mid-range in there. And mid-range do specialize against certain troops, so it can pay off in other ways. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon.